All right, in this video, I'm going to talk through how to navigate a course on Canvas. And so as I've mentioned before, this year we really want to standardize your experience. So when you jump from class to class, you're not having to learn a new place to find where homework is posted or where materials for class are posted. And you're not going to also have to learn how to submit something for that particular class. Those things are going to largely be the same. We want the learning to be at the center, not the figuring out of the tech, because that just takes up too much brain power if it's not done in a streamlined way. So let's jump into this statistics H block to see what that's like. And I'm going to jump to the student view to give you a sense for what you see. So here we have the home page for this statistics course, and this will look very similar to what you see in other courses. It'll have the department, a picture, the course name, it'll have a description here about the course, and then every teacher will have a this week in whatever particular course they're teaching, and we'll include a video to highlight what's to come in that week, and there might be some text that links to resources that you'll be going over that particular week. At the bottom of the page, you'll see the units of the course, and they'll go from the first, second, third, fourth, fifth, etc. And you will also not only be able to just view what those particular units are, but all of these images and the text are clickable, so it'll take you right to the resources and the materials within each of those particular units. So you can see if I want to get started with statistics, I'll hit get started, and it takes me right to the unit and then all the items within that particular unit. Jumping back just a little bit, when you go over to this page, it'll take you to what Canvas calls modules. We are organizing these modules, as they say, by units. And so, for example, I have this one that'll just be the first week, and then we jump into unit 1 where we build the foundation. And this is only showing a 1 week of the course, but as we build out, this will get larger, and then as we add further units, there'll be more of these going down. So all of your teachers will organize these by units. All of them will be in order from the first to the last, not only for the units themselves, but also within. The other thing you'll see are these words introduce, engage, apply, and reflect. I don't have reflect and apply in this particular one because it's not necessary, but those words will be used across all of your different classes to help orient you with what that particular item will be about. And so they'll be used slightly differently across different classes, but generally they'll point you in the right direction. One thing you may see teachers do is require certain actions, which means in this case, complete all of these different items. And so when you complete them, whether that's just viewing them, submitting them, or marking it as done, once you do those respective tasks, you'll get a check mark, and those things that have circles will show that you haven't yet finished that. That's not required by teachers to do, but you may see that. So don't be surprised if you don't get a check mark. It just means a teacher hasn't set that. As we look to a specific assignment, you can see I can click into this one. It gives me more information about that assignment. In this case, I've made these underlined in red clickable, so it'll take you right to those particular resources. But also, if you just go to the next one at the bottom right here, it'll take you to that next assignment. Looking at this one here, this is the summer work, and this is what a typical assignment will look like. Anything coming in red requires a submission. So here it gives me the directions for what to submit, and then up at the top right it says submit assignment. Obviously that's where you want to click to submit the assignment. So you can see there's going to be a number of different options that teachers have for how it could be submitted. So I've sort of put up all of them for you to see. They're pretty self-explanatory. Choose file, that's taking something from your computer. Text entry is basically a text box, and really get familiar with what's in this toolbar here, because not only can you do the sort of basic things to text, but you can also add links, pictures, videos, things from your computer, create tables, and you also have access to some other apps, like if you're in a math class and you want to make some equations or add something from YouTube, whatever it may be, you can do that. So worth getting familiar with this text box and the options you have up here. You can paste in a link, or on every one that requires a submission, it'll give you access to Google Drive. So here you can see that I can't access this while masquerading or using the student view per se. However, what you can do is log in, and then you get access to everything within your own Google Drive folder so that you can submit that easily. As we go back to the home page, just look on the right side here, and you can see you have access to things quite easily. So you have your notifications for that course, you have what's to come in that course. If I look on this calendar, you can see these squares over the dates where things are due for that particular course. And on the left side here, you have access to your grades. Now, just to clarify, as you look at these grades, these are going to be grades that teachers, 1, want you to see, 2, want you to see feedback for, and then 3, you won't have access to the calculation of your entire average. This box here is sort of an unofficial average, but there may be things that teachers are not sharing in their official grade book. They're basically giving you access to things you want to see feedback for and the grades that they want you to see. Let's take a look at this Engage academic integrity policy. This is one that I've done sort of a practice submission for. And it's really important that you access the feedback that teachers are providing, particularly in a either all remote or hybrid setting. You can see it says view feedback, and as I look at this PDF, there's a little note from the teacher, aka me, but there will also be things on the right side of the page here potentially where it's more generic comments about the entire assignment that you've done. They can write a comment by hand, but they can also record a video or an audio message. So here's an audio message that I recorded.
Thanks so much for submitting. Great.
And you can also comment back if you have questions. Okay. You can access this not only from your grade section, but also if you, I'm going to leave the student view here. If you're on the dashboard and something recently has been graded or you've been provided feedback on, it'll appear over here on the right side. It'll say recent feedback. All right, so as we jump back into the course, just want to remind you that hopefully you see the commonalities from class to class and you get used to doing things like submitting assignments, finding assignments. There's a whole host of ways you can find them. We wanted to make it easy for you to find them, so whether you're accessing them right in the course, through the modules, through the calendar, it's all going to take you to the same spot, so you really can't get lost in what you have coming up and what needs to be submitted. All right, so thanks for watching. I look forward to showing you how to use the iPad to do these things. And unlike in years past, the iPad is actually going to be a useful tool for finding homework, submitting homework, and accessing feedback. The same goes for a phone. I look forward to showing you how to do that, and thanks again.